Tomorrow on America's Top Hits, the song You Sang to Me. It's by a star who says one of his fondest memories is waking up on a pile of coats with music playing in the next room. I'm Casey Kasem. American Top 40's heard coast to coast and around the world every week on great radio stations like 93Q, the #1 hit music station, Syracuse, New York. 97.3 Hit Radio WMGR, Albany, Georgia. Continuous hits 101.5 CIL-FM, Carbondale, Illinois. And X 96.5, blazing today's hottest music, Bakersfield, California. Well, now we're up to a hit by Marc Anthony, a singer who's also an actor who recently found himself playing opposite Oscar winner Nicolas Cage, which made him very nervous. It was late last year that salsa star Marc Anthony was cast as a character named Noel, a character in a new Martin Scorsese film, Bringing Out the Dead. Now, Marc has been in a number of films in the past, movies like Hackers and Big Night. But this was the big time. Not only was Marc starring in a film by one of the greatest movie directors of our time, but he was acting with Oscar winner Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage won his Oscar for Best Actor for Leaving Las Vegas. He's a seasoned pro with an edge. Like Robert De Niro, he gets deep into his roles. Understandably, that made Marc Anthony nervous. So he decided the best way to deal with it was to admit his lack of experience, to just get it out of the way. He says, quote, "The first day on the set, I went up to Nick and I said, 'I don't know what I'm doing.' Well, Nick looked at Marc Anthony, smiled, and said, 'I don't know either.' With 4 words, he put the young actor at ease, letting him know that they were all beginning at the same place, and they were all going to learn together. Casey counts them down. These are the hottest hits by the hottest stars, and Marc Anthony is a hot star who compares performing live to extreme sports. Marc says, quote, "Performing live is like bungee jumping. It's exhilarating, scary, and amazing," unquote. Bouncing in place at number 10, this is Marc Anthony with You Sang to Me. Because I'm not afraid to love. For the first time, I'm not afraid of love. American Top 40. These are the hottest hits by the hottest stars, and this hot star recently tied the knot. Marc Anthony married former Miss Universe Dayanara Torres on May the 10th in Las Vegas, and that was just hours after he performed at the Blockbuster Music Awards in Los Angeles. 1 year ago this week, one of the top hits in the USA was I Need to Know by a super hot singer who says he doesn't understand how people can describe him as a sex symbol. He says, quote, "I'm a geek." Marc Anthony is one of the most successful salsa singers in the world today. Like Ricky Martin and Enrique Iglesias, his concerts are filled with screaming fans, many of them shouting at him that they love him. Yet Marc says none of that makes any sense to him. He says that he's so nerdy until recently he wore thick black-rimmed eyeglasses even on stage. He never misses a chance to floss his teeth, and he's been known to take a computer apart and put it back together just for the fun of it. Marc says, "When I was younger, I would try singing to girls I wanted to go out with, and they would slam their windows to make me go away." The hits from coast to coast. Well, now we're up to an American Top 20 Extra, the song I Need to Know by Marc Anthony, a singing star who says his musical role model is Barry Manilow. Marc Anthony was born Marco Antonio Muñiz. He grew up listening to Latino musicians like Tito Puente. But Marc says the music that touched him the most was made by Barry Manilow. Marc says, quote, "I'm serious. I'm a huge Barry Manilow fan. He's the master of the crescendo. The way I sing today is the way I learned to sing listening to him. To listen to Barry is to hear a man really feeling something," unquote. It's a lesson that Marc learned and made part of his own songs. With an American Top 20 Extra, here's Marc Anthony with a smash from 2000, I Need to Know. This week back in 2000, one of the top hits in the USA was You Sang to Me. It's by a star who says one of his fondest memories is waking up on a pile of coats with music playing in the next room. Marc Anthony grew up in New York's Spanish Harlem. He came from a big family. He had 7 older brothers. When his brothers would be heading for a neighborhood party, Marc would beg to go along, and they'd take him. But he couldn't stay up very late. And so he says he has a wonderful memory of sleeping in the room where the heavy winter coats were kept. He says he remembers waking up to the sound of great Latin artists like Ruben Blades and to the sound of people having fun. No wonder making music turned into his life. This week back in 2000, Marc Anthony had one of the top hits in the USA.
I can't believe it, oh, but I feel it.
This week back in 2000, that was one of the top hits in the USA. You Sang to Me by Marc Anthony.
American Top 20.